What if I told you that changing the way you think could change your entire life? Today, we'll explore insights that will awaken your mind, transform your perspective, and unlock the life you've always dreamed of. Beyond the cover, where books become life-changing journeys. You are more powerful than you've ever been told. Somewhere inside you lives a version of yourself that is waiting to be awakened, waiting to rise, waiting to break free from the limitations you've carried for years. Most of us live in cycles of repetition, doing the same things, thinking the same thoughts, believing the same stories, and then wondering why nothing changes. But the truth is, the life you're living right now is not determined by chance. It's determined by how you think. And when you change the way you think, you change everything. There comes a moment when you realize that the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the way your mind interprets the world. Every fear, every doubt, every excuse, every hesitation, it's all born in thought. The walls you feel trapped behind, they are made of ideas, not of stone. And if you dare to challenge those ideas, if you dare to replace them, you'll find yourself standing in a life you once thought was impossible. You've been told to chase happiness, as if it exists somewhere out there, hidden in the distance. But happiness is not a destination. It is a way of thinking, a way of living, a way of noticing what you already have instead of fixating on what you lack. True fulfillment is not about becoming more. It's about realizing that you already are enough, and then living from that place of wholeness. Think about how many times you've held yourself back because of fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. But here's the secret. Fear is nothing but imagination. It is a projection of a future that hasn't even happened yet. The same mind that creates fear can create courage. The same energy that convinces you to hold back can be redirected into pushing forward. What would your life look like if you stopped letting fear dictate your decisions and instead allowed possibility to guide you? You do not need permission to transform your life. You do not need someone to tell you it's okay to dream bigger, to take the risk, to finally step into the person you've always wanted to be. The permission you're waiting for will never come from outside. It has to come from within. The moment you decide you are ready, the moment you decide you are worthy, that's the moment everything begins to shift. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. Comfort is where dreams go to die. Growth happens when you take the uncomfortable step, when you lean into uncertainty, when you do the thing that scares you but also excites you. Every breakthrough you've ever had in your life came when you were willing to leave behind what was familiar. The question is, are you willing to leave your comfort zone now, to step into the unknown, and to finally see what you're capable of? You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not defined by the mistakes you've made or the opportunities you've missed. You are a work in progress, and progress means movement, even if it's small, even if it's slow. The version of you who once struggled is the reason you are strong today. The pain you've endured has carved wisdom into your soul. The failures you faced have given you the tools you'll need to succeed. Nothing has been wasted. Every moment has been preparing you for the next. The mind is a powerful place. If you fill it with doubt, you will live in hesitation. If you fill it with hope, you will live in possibilities. If you fill it with excuses, you will live in regret. But if you fill it with courage, vision, and determination, you will live in freedom. The choice is yours. Every day, with every thought, you are building the world you will step into tomorrow. The most important relationship you will ever have is the one you have with yourself. Yet, so many of us spend our lives trying to please everyone else, trying to gain approval, trying to fit into boxes that were never made for us. But here's the truth. No one else can live your life for you. No one else can feel your joy, your purpose, or your peace. And if you spend your life trying to be everything for everyone, you will end up being nothing for yourself. It is not selfish to put yourself first. It is necessary, because when you finally choose yourself, when you finally stand in your truth, the rest of your life aligns. Think about how often you settle for less than you deserve. You tell yourself you're being realistic. You convince yourself that maybe it's not possible. You lower your standards just to fit into someone else's idea of what life should look like. But you were not created to settle. You were created to expand, to grow, to break boundaries. The life you dream of exists for a reason. It is not a mistake. It is the call of your potential. And every time you silence it, every time you choose comfort over courage, you are betraying yourself. The way you think about struggle determines everything. Some people see struggle as a punishment, a reason to quit, a sign that they're not meant to continue. Others see struggle as a sign they are growing, a sign they're being stretched, a sign that something greater is coming. Struggle is not a wall, it is a doorway. And the only way to walk through it is to stop fighting against it and instead embrace it. Every obstacle you face is shaping you into the person you need to become to handle the blessings that are waiting for you. You have to understand that the people around you may not always understand your vision. They may doubt you. They may question you. They may even laugh at you. And that's okay, because your vision was given to you, not to them. It is not their job to understand it. It is your job to pursue it. If you wait for everyone else to support you before you start, you'll never take the first step. But if you move forward anyway, even when no one believes, even when you feel alone, you will discover that the strength you build in that season will be unshakable. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. There's only now. Right now is the only time you can take action. Right now is the only time you can choose differently. Right now is the only time you can decide that the old you is gone and the new you begins. If you keep waiting until you feel ready, you will wait forever. Readiness is not something you find. It is something you create by moving forward even when you don't feel prepared. Every great transformation begins with a decision to no longer tolerate what has been holding you back, a decision to demand more from yourself, a decision to rise, to act, to fight for the life you know you deserve. That decision is powerful, because once it is made, your life starts to shift. The opportunities begin to appear, the right people begin to enter, and your path begins to unfold. But it all begins with a decision to change the way you think. And maybe you've been carrying pain for a long time. Maybe your past feels heavy. Maybe your mistakes haunt you. Maybe you've convinced yourself you're too far gone. But you're not. You are never too far gone. You are never too late. You're not defined by your past. You're defined by what you choose to do now. Every single day is a new chance to start over, to become more, to rebuild. And the strength you need is already inside you, waiting to be awakened. Every day you wake up is proof that life is giving you another chance to grow, another chance to rise, another chance to create something meaningful. You are not here by accident. You are here because you have something to contribute that no one else can. The world doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to be authentic. It needs you to be courageous enough to use your voice, to share your gift, to live your truth. Stop hiding. Stop doubting. Stop shrinking. This is your time to step into the fullness of who you are. Your thoughts shape your reality, and when you change your thoughts, you change your world. If you constantly tell yourself you can't, then you won't. But if you begin to tell yourself you can, if you begin to believe in possibility, if you begin to see every challenge as a lesson, your life will begin to transform in ways you could never have imagined. You become what you repeatedly think about. Fill your mind with courage, with determination, with vision, and watch how your life starts to reflect it. Do not be afraid of failure. Failure is not the end. It is the beginning. Every person who has ever achieved something extraordinary has failed, not once, but many times. But the difference between those who give up and those who rise is perspective. Failure is not a sign you should stop. It is proof you are trying. It is feedback. It is redirection. The only true failure is never starting at all. You're not defined by how many times you fall. You're defined by how many times you choose to rise again. And when it comes to success, remember this. It's not about how much you achieve. It's about who you become in the process. Success is not just reaching the destination. It's building the strength, the discipline, the resilience, and the wisdom along the way. True success is living a life that feels aligned, a life that is fulfilling, a life where you can wake up and know you're proud of the person you're becoming. Let go of comparison. Stop measuring your journey against someone else's highlight reel. Their path is not your path. Their timing is not your timing. Their purpose is not your purpose. When you constantly compare, you rob yourself of joy and progress. Instead of looking at others as competition, look at them as proof of what is possible. If they can do it, you can too. In your own way, in your own time. Your story is unique, and it deserves to be lived fully without being diminished by comparison. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. The more you focus on what you already have, the more you attract what you desire. Gratitude shifts your perspective from scarcity to abundance. It reminds you that even in the darkest times, there is light. Even in the midst of challenges, there are blessings. Even when you feel lost, there is something to be thankful for. Gratitude doesn't just change how you see life. It changes the life you see. Remember, your mind is a garden. What you plant in it will grow. Plant seeds of doubt, and you will harvest regret. Plant seeds of courage, and you will harvest freedom. Plant seeds of fear, and you will harvest hesitation. Plant seeds of faith, and you will harvest possibility. Every thought is a seed. Every choice is water. Every action is sunlight. If you want a different future, start planting different seeds today. So take a deep breath and realize this moment is yours. Your past is behind you. Your future is ahead of you. But your power is always in the present. This is the moment you can choose to rise. This is the moment you can choose to think differently. This is the moment you can choose to change your life. You are capable of more than you realize, stronger than you believe, and more worthy than you have ever given yourself credit for. The world changes when you change. Your reality transforms when your thoughts transform. You do not need to wait another day, another month, another year. The shift begins now. Every essay, every idea, every thought that challenges you to see differently is not just information. It is transformation. And if you allow it, if you truly let it sink in, it will not just change the way you think. It will change the way you live. There will always be voices that tell you to stay small, voices that whisper you are not enough, that remind you of every failure, that question every move you make. But those voices are not the truth. They are echoes of old wounds, old beliefs, old fears. And the only way they continue to control you is if you keep listening. The moment you choose to speak louder than those voices, the moment you choose to believe in yourself more than you doubt yourself, those whispers lose their power. Your future does not depend on where you started. It depends on what you choose now. Some of the greatest leaders, creators, and thinkers began with nothing. They were not given privilege. They were not handed opportunities. They were not guaranteed success. What they had was vision, discipline, and the refusal to quit. They understood that the world belongs to those who are willing to rise every time they fall. And the same truth applies to you. Your circumstances do not define you. Your choices do. There is no limit to how much you can grow. No ceiling to how much you can change. You are not fixed. You are fluid. You are not stuck. You are evolving. Every single day. Your brain can rewire. Your heart can heal. Your habits can shift. You are not trapped in who you've been. You are capable of becoming someone entirely new. All it takes is the courage to start small, to make one change, to take one step, and then another. Over time, those steps build momentum, and momentum builds transformation. The truth is, most people never change because they never believe they can. They live in the same patterns, the same fears, the same cycles, not because they are powerless, but because they convince themselves it is who they are. But you are not your patterns. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are the awareness behind them, and that awareness gives you the ability to break free. It is time to stop waiting for the world to change for you, and instead decide to change yourself. Because when you change yourself, you change the world around you. When you show up with courage, you inspire others to be courageous. When you live with authenticity, you give others permission to do the same. When you refuse to settle, you prove that it is possible to create more. Your life is not just about you. It is about the ripple effect you create in every person you touch. So ask yourself, what kind of ripple will you leave behind? Will you leave behind fear, hesitation, regret? Or will you leave behind courage, love, passion, and growth? Every decision you make sends a signal into the world. Every thought you nurture radiates energy. Every action you take plants a seed. And together, those choices become your legacy. There is no greater tragedy than living a life that was never truly yours. Don't let fear write your story. Don't let doubt dictate your path. Don't let the comfort of what is familiar rob you of the miracle of what could be. You are not here to survive. You are here to thrive. You are not here to simply exist. You are here to create, to give, to expand, to awaken. And the only thing you must do to begin is change the way you think. Every thought you have today is shaping the reality you will live tomorrow. The small choices, the quiet decisions, the moments when you push yourself just a little further than yesterday, they are the building blocks of transformation. Do not underestimate them. Do not dismiss them. The life you dream of is not created in one grand gesture. It is created in countless tiny, consistent actions that eventually become unstoppable momentum. You are stronger than your fears, braver than your doubts, and more capable than you realize. The challenges you face are not there to defeat you. They are there to awaken the courage within you. Every obstacle, every moment of discomfort, every setback is a teacher, guiding you toward wisdom, resilience, and strength you did not know you had. The question is not whether you will face challenges, but whether you will rise every time you do. It is time to take responsibility for your own life. Stop blaming circumstances. Stop waiting for someone else to save you, and stop wishing for a future that won't appear on its own. You have the power to design your life, to redefine your path, to choose how you respond, and to rewrite your story. Nothing external can limit you except the limits you place on yourself. Embrace uncertainty. Step into discomfort. Take the actions that scare you but excite you at the same time. That tension between fear and possibility is where growth lives. That is where your potential waits for you. You do not need to see the whole staircase to take the first step. You only need the courage to move forward in the faith that the path will reveal itself as you walk. And never forget, every great life begins with a change in thinking. Your thoughts are the architects of your destiny. When you shift your perspective, when you open your mind to possibility, when you embrace the idea that you are worthy of greatness, you begin to move in alignment with your highest self. Change your mind and your life changes. Change your habits and your life evolves. Change your heart and your world transforms. So let today be the day you stop waiting, stop doubting, and stop holding yourself back. Step into the life you were meant to live. Believe in yourself with ferocity you've never allowed before. Commit to growth with a passion that cannot be ignored. Trust in your resilience, trust in your vision, and trust in your power. Because you are capable of extraordinary things. You are capable of a life that excites you, challenges you, and fulfills you in ways you never imagined. Remember, every essay, every thought, every lesson you encounter is an invitation to rise, to evolve, to awaken. Accept that invitation. Embrace it fully. And watch as your mind transforms, your heart expands, and your life becomes a reflection of the greatness that has always been inside you. This is your time. This is your life. And it all begins with the way you think. If this inspired you, remember, every thought you nurture shapes the life you create. Keep thinking, keep growing, and we'll see you in the next journey, right here on Beyond the Cover.